For the ones who have just recently come, basically they found me by way of what I call the white trash video, which is what I used so that I could basically show the government that I wasn't going to go away. I absolutely blew up my whole life, and here's why. My daughter and her husband were abusing my grandbabies under my own roof. I paid my daughter to be a stay-at-home mom. And I worked a buku hours in my office where you can't even hear into the house. I was aware of some stuff. I tried to say, hey, let's not do it this way. And they basically told me not so politely to butt out. I cover how we got here, so if people want to judge, that's fine. But I'm absolutely have asked the law enforcement to hold them criminally responsible under Florida law 827.03 because my daughter told me she researched the crib and what to do. Thus, nowhere does it say to do. In fact, what she did is absolutely criminal, and she absolutely endangered her children. That's just factual. And I've asked the police to go through her phone and computer, but that's part of the problem. But the crib was criminal because the babies were left also in the crib for 16 and a half hours a day, not asleep to the ones that think so, not at all. But they developed speech milestones from the neglect. And when the pediatrician realized it but noticed the twins falling back in their speech at their 1-year appointment, Jesse and Danny stopped bringing the twins, not because of religious reasons. When I uncovered that, to those that are asking, because I'm a Christian, I absolutely did Matthew 18:13 through 17. I can clearly show through text messages over and over where I said, get the twins help. I asked for Danny to get help, and I asked for Jesse to get anger management. That's all I was asking from them. She absolutely had agreed that we could see the twins. This is not about grandparents' rights. It's about stopping abuse. She said we could see the twins, and I said, absolutely not, unless you can show me that they have a doctor's appointment and are getting the help they need. And then that's when they started this narrative with everybody. But then when I realized that they were basically, where's your proof, and basically ignoring us, then you have the white trash video. I was trying to make him angry. I absolutely lied to him about having a tracker on that, trying to make him angry like he had gotten on the 31st. I did it, absolutely, hands down. My husband did not block them in. Would I have? Yes. Come at me all you want, but I just ask you guys, if you knew for a fact your grandbabies were being abused, what would you do? That's all I'm asking you guys, because some of you don't have grandchildren, so I really think you should sit this one out. And some of you can't even fathom having a child that would harm your grandchildren. And I understand that because I had the biggest mom goggles known to man on about my daughter, straight up did. But I am basically saying that, I went to his family, and I thought they just supported him, but I've actually found where they actually lied in police reports. So not only, but then again, Jesse was abused as a child by his mother, and literally on the 31st, after he hadn't had contact with her since January of 2024, on March 31st of 2026, he literally unblocked her and ran right back to his abuser. Just, that's the way it is. And I believe because she's a nurse, she helped him cover it up, or attempted to. And that's why the very first DCF was rejected, because they said that they no longer lived in the state. I stand firm who told my daughter to say that. Basically, the Lake County Sheriff Office, I actually have the thing where the deputy tried to say because he didn't see the abuse, he wasn't going to do anything. And that's why I've gone after the Lake County Sheriff Office, saying you do not need to see somebody being hurt, robbed, raped, or murdered, but evidently just in at least this state that they have to absolutely have, they have to see it evidently for the police to do anything. And the police on all sides are saying it's up to DCF. DCF says it's absolutely not, that they do not handle anything criminal. And I agree with that based off what I've seen in the law and what the DCF is able to do. But then recently, literally because of the Freedom of Information Act and because I went public, someone told me about that. I didn't just get the body cam footage from the deputy, but then I went after all my entitled information, police reports. And the Lake County Sheriff Office is actually who gave me the Eustis Police Department reports, where I literally, it is it is a criminal thing that at least one police officer did at the Eustis Police Department under 837.06 Florida statute. And I'm asking the district attorney to do everything within his power, because that stopped and withheld my baby's civil rights, their constitutional civil rights. And I do believe that both departments, because of the way they said it was on DCF, and especially with what I now know about the Eustis Police Department, it is a federal color of law violation under federal law 18 USC 242. I did go to Gloria Allred to see if she would help. It's not, she's busy. She gave me some information on some attorneys that I really was just hoping our district attorney would do his job. I'm starting to lose faith in that, because all I got from him this week was, why'd you send me this? And so I don't know. I've asked for the freedom of information for him, for the senator, and for the governor. But basically the senator, the governor, and the state attorney general all say it's up to the district attorney, who has been mute. But I'm not crazy, you guys. I mean, I'm a little bit now, because of the fact that my grandbabies were being abused, and the people that I went to try to get them help have lied. And they've not just lied, they've helped cover up abuse now. And I'm hoping that the attorney that Gloria recommended will be available, because evidently attorneys are a little busy these days with civil rights violations, which saddens me greatly. So I'm trying to do better. I am very, very upset. I'm trying to not make sure it roots. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't get rooted in me, because if it ain't Jesus, I don't want it. But it's definitely, it's getting hard. It's getting hard as each day goes on. And now that I'm actually seeing the lies that the Eustis Police Department put into the police reports, and how that is why DCF basically was not doing their job for a while. And I hope they're doing it now. I really do, because it's really bad when you call out abuse, and instead of the person being like, you're right, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, let me fix this for my kids, they double down and people enable it. Kind of like what's being done in the White House, where people are just saying yes, yes, yes to somebody, instead of being like, no, that's wrong. So yeah, I'm trying to do better. But I really need the government officials that have been put in their positions, whether they were elected or they just have the job to do their job. So that, yeah, it's scary to me. It's pretty scary to me right now, what's going on that I knew about, but I thought it was small. And now I'm like, if just this, what else is happening in Lake County, Florida? So thank you.